Millennials on the Move. I'm super excited this week. I've been trying to get in contact with more and more great entrepreneurs. And the cool thing about this is she is finally available. So this is my dear friend that I met through Sedacia. I don't know if you guys have watched my live the other day. She just came out with her Illest Collection swimwear and accessory line. So turn up for all of my near and dear friends. We are really doing a major things. Before we get into the interview per se, we're going to talk a little bit about her personal hobbies. So Vaughn Davis is with us today. So hey to the people.
Hi y'all.
And what do you like to do for fun? What are your hobbies when you're not being like a Renaissance woman?
Well, for starters, I'm an artist, so I like to paint. If I'm not painting, I'm sketching. If I'm not sketching, I'm coloring. It's funny to say, but I have a coloring book. You have to go back to that childhood hobby.
Yeah.
So I have a coloring book, yes.
So you like to color. All right, so would you recommend that? Okay, so is that therapeutic to you? Because I know as an artist, from time to time, you have to be in the zone and you have to be in the moment. Do you need a moment, or you just can this is your life, this is what I do, I don't have to have a muse?
At times, it's in the moment, or I'm motivated, or I'm inspired to do it. But a lot of times, I just go ahead and I do it myself.
The thing that I like to reach people, right? Like I like to have people connect with the audience, because a lot of people want to start their own businesses. Like they want to venture out and follow their passions and make money doing that, but they get so caught up in, well, this person had to have overnight success. There's no way that they had a hard time coming up. So what I want to start with today is, how long has your journey been, and like what took for you to say, you know what, this is what I want to do, and I want to make my passion make me some money?
Oh girl, so with that, it's a lot to it. They always say people go through things that make them motivated to do what they want to do.
Right.
So I've had my testimony. For example, with me, with the art, the painting, there was a time where I was in a dark hole. People don't know this, or not too many people know this, but when I was during internship during college, undergrad, I was at a school, elementary school, and at that time I wasn't as big as I am now as an artist. I used to carry my stuff in a plastic bag, all my paint brushes, the paint that I did have at that time, just valuable things that I had collected from my grandfather, who's an artist who I work with. As a teacher, he was at my university, Dr. Pondexter, that's his name. I got things from them as gifts, and in that plastic bag, I left in the classroom one week, and we had a new janitor. He came in. This guy was throwing away everything, The teachers were complaining about him, and one day, he went into the classroom that I was interning at, and he threw away my bag. That bag was sitting on the floor. It was in a Walmart plastic bag. He threw it away. And I can remember that day looking for it, and my heart just kept dropping. I'm like, I can't find it. But it didn't hit me until I got home, and I was just like, that was everything that I had pertaining to my gift, my passion. And I felt like I lost a part of me. I cried. I called people. I was asking for advice. My parents were like, don't cry over spoiled milk. It'll be a better day. And they were like, God, he does things for reasons. And at that point, I was like mad depressed. Yeah. When you're depressed, you don't want to hear nothing. You don't want to do nothing at all. You just don't feel motivated. I didn't paint for at least like 6 months. Wow. And I wasn't motivated to. And at the time, the dude who I was speaking to at that time, he was like, he couldn't even deal with me being depressed. So he went out and brought me paint, a canvas, tried to re-up what I did lose. Yeah. So I was like, okay,
fine,
I'll do something. But I didn't really draw or anything. I just left it there. So it took, another event came by. One of the professors, she's a teacher, I believe. I think she's a professor, I'm not sure. She's at Florida Memorial. She hit me up. She said, I have an event coming up. It's a drug-free event, and I want you to be the artist. So I was like, I'm not in the mood. I'm sorry. I was like, I don't have anything. I don't have any paint. I don't have any brushes. She's like, don't worry. I'm going to go ahead and we'll go to the art store and we'll just get anything you want me to get. So me being the millennial I am, I don't like to ask for anything. I don't want you to spend,
no hand-me-downs. Please don't buy me nothing.
I don't want you to spend no bread on me. I'll get it myself. That's my attitude. So I was like, okay, I'll think about it. So me and her went to the art store. She's like, before you go in, she's like, when we go in here, do not hesitate to pick up whatever you need.
Oh,
so I was like, all right, cool. So we go in. I picked up, at least 3 paintbrushes. Like I'm being really like small in particular.
Right.
I get the paint. I didn't get every color. I got like the main colors like red, orange,
green,
primaries. Red. Yeah, the primaries.
Right.
Because I'm good at mixing. So
right.
she's like, "Are you sure that's all you need?" So I was like, "Yeah." So I took that. I got the canvas. And that same day I went home and I actually just started to like sketch. And from there, I was like, my work has gotten better. I've seen the transition and what I used to do to now, and I'm like, why not keep this pushing? Like, why not keep it going? Right. She motivated me, actually. That was like my motivation right there.
That's what's up. And I think it takes a little bit more than, it kind of sucks because, our loved ones, they want to be able to be the kind of like the turning point, right? They want to be the ones that come in your life, swoop you up when you need it, but sometimes it takes an outer source to make you actually realize the talent you have because they love you. Yeah. Technically, you're supposed to do that for me. You know what I'm saying? So I think we take that for granted, but it also gives us kind of like the inner, the feels that the people that are around us really, really care and appreciate us. But the millennial thing, I got to go back to that. Oh my gosh. So I think out of all of my friends, I think I have one friend that doesn't mind asking for anything. Yeah. And I know a lot of people, and I have a lot of close friends, but she doesn't mind. And I mean, she just comes out and says it. And she always says, I bet they're going to say no. Or it's going to be a yes. And then you figure it out from there. But I think it's very difficult because you start to feel small and you start to feel needy and you start to feel, unaccomplished and not like an adult or whatever an adult is, So we go through many stages, and I just really appreciate the light at the end of every tunnel. Yes. And you were able to crawl out of that.
Yeah, girl. I had to.
And it takes time for some people to get through some things. So
it definitely takes time, girl. 6 months, I was in that dark hole.
So can you explain to us what was going on in that 6 months? Like, what did you do? What didn't you do?
Well, as an artist, I didn't create. I was just down. I didn't feel like I should be. Well, I didn't feel motivated. I go through this thing where I don't watch TV. So I wasn't watching TV at all. Yeah. And I just didn't feel motivated. I just was like, bro, this is something I never really went through before. I lost everything that I possibly had, which was my art, my work, my gifts from people. And I just was like, all I did was, I know I prayed a lot. I write. I do a lot of writing. And a lot of meditating. Meditating is really good for us, and I think a lot of people don't understand that. Aside from therapy, meditation is like the best thing possible to your mental. And I did a lot of that, and looking at old pictures that I did, trying to find like that inspiration. Right. I'm just like, bro. So yeah, it's a lot of reconnecting to what I used to do. That's what you should do as a creator. Right.
So have you always classified yourself as the artist? Like, do you have a 9-to-5? I know you in the summertime, you have a summer camp. And, you work with the summer camp. Yes. And that's kind of like your thing, because we all need some attachment to our community. And I love that you do that for kids because I'm a super kid advocate. So when did you start classifying yourself as an artist, and what else do you do for income if you have
I'm a queen of all trades. I always say that, queen of all trades. I'm an educator. That's my 9-to-5. Right. I have a summer camp, which I am the executive director of, and I also am a creative stylist, a creative director. I'm a former model. I used to model and dance. These are things I don't do anymore because I like to be. I like to be backstage a lot now. Right. But these are things that I like to do. But I became an artist, like legit artist, starting I would say last year. But I've been painting since 3rd grade.
Wow. Yeah. So when I noticed your painting, it was last year, and I think it was around Art Basel.
Yes.
Art Basel, whatever.
Yes, that's
tomato. Yeah. That's when I noticed how you started picking it up, because I had met you through Sadie a couple of years ago at a get together. Yeah. And then I knew you did makeup, and you beat her face every time she has a photo shoot. She's a makeup artist. See, and you tend to forget.
Because it's so many.
How many things you do.
It's so many.
But I think the cool thing about all of this is I think it all falls under the artist category. Right. You're creative director. Like the video that you shot recently on Instagram, where you had this beautiful dress, you was in this garden, and he was all night. Oh God, I love that song. I could cry right now. Like, it was very touching. But the fact that you were able to pull those vices and be that muse for yourself, like, and still be an educator and still run a summer camp. Like, I think it's something to be said about millennials who can do 10 to 12 things at a time, although we kind of don't know how to stop. But I mean, at some point, we know how to meditate.
Yeah, we do.
You know?
We do. It takes time to meditate. You got to make time for yourself. And I'm not going to lie, like, I'm mad busy. Like, I am a very busy person. But it doesn't take until, like, your family starts saying you're too busy, you need to make time to where you make time for yourself. So, I mean, the video, everything, I mean, I directed that video from scratch. Like, I did from the way I dress, from everything. Like, when you give me a theme, I make sure I put that theme together like the best way possible. But I don't know. I just feel like as a director, it's time for directing. As a teacher, it's time for teaching. As an artist, it's time for art. Like, you make time for those things, and once you're in it, like you're focused on that one thing, and then you go to the next. Right.
So we're gonna help out all the people who are queen and kings of all trade. I am one myself. So about that now, so what I want to talk about is systems and organization. So can you take us through a system of yours, meaning how you plan out how many hours you allocate towards this? What do you do towards this? Are there certain days that you do certain things? Like, can you take us through some type of system that you have? Or if you don't have a system, tell us how that's working too.
So I don't have a system.
Okay.
But I do, I like my schedule. For example, when you're teaching every day. That's Monday through Friday. Right. And my creative stylist job for Swim Models, it's a big modeling agency down in Miami. We work 2 days out of the week. No, I'm sorry, 3, which is Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. Right. In between that, I have to find time to paint. And usually I'm tired. I'm mad tired when I get home. I'm like, bro, I need to take a nap. Right. Or I'm about to take a Red Bull. It's either or. Take a Red Bull, I'm up all night. Right. But, I mean, I try to do that as often. I don't really have a set schedule. I just I go with the flow, and it's hard when it comes down to try to make time for yourself, because you don't. Like, with the makeup clients, that's like whenever they book a appointment. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So it's not really a time to where I have my time to myself unless I make that time. For example, the trip I just had to the Bahamas. Right. You guys looked amazing. Yes, thank you.
Oh my gosh, everybody looks so. I love when people travel and they just live their best lives and they look so good. You gotta look good on vacation. Like, you gotta look good on vacation. You guys look amazing. When it comes to leveraging your talents and knowing what you're good at, can you speak a little bit on the doubt that comes with that? Have you ever doubted yourself? Like, I know you've been doing this since you were in 3rd grade, which kind of makes you an expert at this point, but I still know experts still doubt themselves. So can you take us through what doubt is for you?
Yo, doubt is serious. We're our own biggest critic. When it comes to whatever we love, we're gonna always find something wrong. And I do that a lot. Like, yo, the other day, I think I did it to my artwork. My art, I mean, people from the outside looking in, they love it. Right. Me personally, I'd be like, bro, I messed up this. Like I messed up this. I didn't did this. I should have did this way. And I always do that. But I went to an event, the same picture I put up, yo, this guy came up. He's looking like, this is your work? And I was like, yeah. He's like, why aren't you famous yet? And I was just like, whoa. Bro, that was deep. It hit me. And I was like, he's like, do you see the quality in your work? And he looked around. He's like, do you see the quality of theirs? He was like, your work is like, I never seen this before. And I mean, I understood where he came from, but I'm like, I don't feel like I'm there yet. And it's like, people say, no, you're there, you're actually more than what people are expecting. But personally, I doubt myself, and I'd be like, I could do better. Like, bro, this is nothing compared to what I know I could do. Right. Yeah.
So what I would say is, what do you think will make you ready? Because in my mind, as being an entrepreneur for 3 years, you're never ready. How do we get to the point where it's like, you know what? I'm not ready. And at this point, I have to take a risk. Right. And the risk would be putting your art into a gallery that you don't think is going to take it, or going to the next, because you did Art Basel, right?
Yeah, I did.
So that was a major step towards,
big step,
famous-dom. Yes. But I think what we need to start doing is, I always say, just do it, just start. And I know it's so difficult, but the worst thing that can happen is what? You don't get accepted, or the person that you want to reach out to you doesn't, but someone else does. Right. Because I know that happens a lot too.
It does. I mean, I have plenty of opportunities at this point. Like, I just got hit up for a gallery. This lady, she's a promoter. She's like, I want to put your work into this gallery. She's very older. She's an elderly lady. And she's like, I want to put your work. And I'm like, really? My work? And I was like, all right, cool. I mean, I'll do it. That's what I want to do. And then I just got another call earlier this week about doing a mural. So they want me to go bigger to what I'm doing, you know? Yeah. So I was just like, I'm looking into that. I feel like that's going to be something I'm going to do, but I'm always going to have that doubt. I'm always going to see, like, okay, I'm going to be my biggest critic regardless. But I feel like I'm getting better than what I used to be.
Right. And I think that's the journey. I always say trust your process. You know, I got to throw that in there. Trusting your process is super important because everything is not going to be laid out always how you want it to be. And I am a stickler for that. Yes. Like, it's very difficult for me. I'm super positive, and I get over stuff super quick when it comes to, like, things not working out. Okay, this person late. Okay, I just got to jump in and do it. Like, I have no problem with just diving in. But when it comes to, like, major things that you want your grand success to be, it's always like, I would like it to fall just like this. Yeah. And when it doesn't, you kind of crumble. Yeah, right?
Because we're all the perfectionists. That we want our craft to be perfect. Right. Like, that's how it always is. And sometimes when it don't go your way, of course we're going to feel like, dang, like, what am I doing wrong?
Exactly.
But, I feel like it's something that we all learn from. It's a learning experience. And I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's everything we do is learning experience. Right. So this is just something that we're going through, but it's going to get better than what it is now.
Right. So I'm going to say a phrase, a sentence, and you tell me what you think it means. There's no such thing as fear of failure. There's only fear of success.
Ooh. Micah.
What you think?
I like that. So, honestly, I feel like this means, it speaks volumes. So, a lot of us as millennials, I'm going to go back to that as always. We're not scared of success. We want it so bad, but when we do have that chance and it's thrown at us, we're not ready. We're like, oh, no, we're not ready. I feel like I'm not there yet. Right. Yo. And people on the outside looking at it, they're like, what? Right. Yo. And I just watched the episode of She's Gotta Have It.
I'm done. So which one is it? What she did?
So Nola got that call from the guy from the big opportunity that she wanted. And he's like, we've been watching for some while. We want you to join our team. And they even put a $10,000, stipend in there for her. And was like, we want you. She's like, what? Like, I forgot to even apply to this. Exactly. Like, she's at a point in her life where she's like she's down. Right. She doesn't even believe that it's something that's happening. Right. But she went for it. Right. And before that, she kept down herself like, I don't want to go for this. I don't feel like I'm ready for it. And I shouldn't be here at this, I shouldn't be here. Art. Yes.
So what was it? The Valley? Was it Napa Valley? It was like a wine. It's a vineyard, whatever.
Yes, vineyard.
They invited all the great black artists that they've been watching, they've been seeing. So to be invited to the weekend is an honor. Yeah. But she felt like, why did you choose me? Right. I am still in a position where I feel like I should not be invited to this. But she went. Yes. And she kind of plummeted the first day.
She did.
A little bit because she didn't take it seriously for whatever reason. Yeah. But as the weekend went on, you see her start to gain a different sense of self. Yeah. So with that process, I don't know if you guys ever watch She's Gotta Have It, but that is the perfect process that we continue to go through when it comes to the fear of success. Because the moment you get the opportunity, what do? Like, that is the real test. Yes, you can fail all day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But what do you do when you fail? How do you get back up when you fall? Like, those are the real questions that you need to ask yourself. Yes. Another phrase. Okay. There's no such thing as failure. There's only such thing as failing.
Okay. That one's
So there's no such thing as failure. But there is such thing as failing. So what do you think about that?
Okay, so I feel like I don't know, I think that's a mind thing, honestly, because I mean, everything that goes on in your head, people overthink, and I feel like that's something they think often, like, I feel like I'm failing here, I feel like I'm failing with this and that, but honestly they're not. But it's all because of what you're thinking. You put yourself through that. But I'm not the one to do it though. I don't feel like I'm failing, or I don't feel like there's any failure, but I just honestly feel like Yeah, people do it often.
Right. So I've asked this question a couple of times and on my podcast, and this also will be on the podcast. So if you on your way to work, listen to Vaughn. Just but yeah, definitely, like, it's one of those things where I feel like you're not a failure. You have failed, right? Like, I failed. Like, I did something that I really wanted to do. It did not come out the same way. I failed, but that does not mean I am a complete failure, because failure means obsolete. It means it's done. Right? There's no coming back from being a failure. Like, you're always going to have that type of idea, you know what I'm saying, about yourself. So what I would like to do is try to retrain the way that we think about the words that we're using to describe ourselves. I have failed. What am I going to do to make this situation better? What am I going to do to pick myself back up to reach that success level that I need to do? Mm-hmm. We need to repurpose the way that we think about the words and the labels that we give ourselves and people give to us. So for everyone out there who is struggling with failure and struggling with the idea of being too big and not being ready to be too big, you'll never be ready.
Right.
You never will be ready, but continue to perfect your craft.
As always.
And understand that there's a passion in what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And once you lose that, let's talk about that. Yeah. So when you lose your passion to do something that you feel like you were called to do, what do you think what are the steps to get back to that? Or do you think that's just not your passion anymore?
No, I don't think you should give up on your passion. Not one bit. I mean, we all have that block. I just talked about that the other day when I posted that picture. Creator's block. Now, when I get to a point where I know for a fact, like, I'm not in tune with my passion, or I feel like there's just, like, I'm not motivated, or I'm not inspired, you have to go out and look for the inspiration. Right. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to say you're just going to wake up one day and be like, okay, I'm going to get back into it. Because if you try to do that, it's not going to be the same as if you would do it when you're 100% feeling better. So I feel like with doing that, you have to do a lot of, taking time to yourself, regather yourself, get in tune with who you are. Right. Aside from that, I do a lot of reading. On my behalf, I read a lot. I like to write. I don't watch TV, so that's not.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So you just do the Netflix thing
on my phone,
you only like certain shows, because that's me.
I do. Right? Yeah, I watch Netflix.
I watch certain shows. Now, I don't have cable. I don't have cable for a reason, because I don't care about it. But and it's very cheap to have Netflix and everybody else Hulu.
Everybody else.
Shout out to everybody account I got. When Bird Box came out, Netflix was trying to figure out why 1.7 billion people watched it and only 17,000 are actually subscribed. Gosh, that is hilarious. Those numbers are dumb.
Yeah, those numbers are kind of crazy.
When it comes to protecting your mental health, when I like that you said you read a lot. And a lot of people try to get into reading, but guys, there are many ways that you can tap into what you think will repurpose you and get you back on track. You don't like reading? Listen to podcasts. Listen to audibles. Yes. Like, there are books that are literally, people are talking to you. Yeah. You can listen to a book on the way to work. It's the same as reading. You're regurgitating the information. Right. You're getting your own perspective. You're gaining some sense of purpose, whatever. So whatever you feel like you need to do to recenter. And like she said, meditation is super deep. And I know meditation is hard. I try to meditate for 25 seconds. It's like this little thing on YouTube, and they take you through stages of how to clear your mind. That is the hardest thing to do. Meditate. I'm thinking about how my mind isn't clear. Like, my mind, like, literally, am I clear? Is my mind clear? Like, okay, well, maybe I need to stop thinking. Okay, stop talking.
It's a mind thing.
It's definitely a mind thing. So I encourage y'all to take it step by step. Do 10 seconds at a time, but get there, because I do think it's very cleansing to do that, as well as yoga. And just trying new things. Like, a couple of people have said, oh, that's not a black thing. Black people don't blah, blah, blah.
I hear that a lot.
And it's like, does it work though? Like, regardless if it's our thing or not, if it works, why knock it? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just super amazed that you've done what you've done, and you've actually put yourself out there even further where you are. So let's talk a little bit about your summer camp. Okay. And I'm pretty sure your kids are, like, super taken by you, because you're so amazing and blah, blah, blah. Yes. But what made you be the executive director of a summer camp, and what are the ages?
Okay, so for starters, I didn't think of a summer camp. I didn't think about this until 11th grade. I was in 11th grade when I thought about it. Attending church. Of course, I went to church every Sunday. I was one of those church girls. Shout out to my nana. So, So, I mean, at that time, my pastor, he was very helpful. So, after I did my how do you say it? I guess when you're...
Rites of passage.
Not really. No, okay, so I'll just go back. 11th grade year, pastor and I, we had this idea that we had a parking lot space across the street from our church, and it was empty. It was just empty. It wasn't a parking lot, anything. The church wanted to make it a parking lot. In my mind, in our mind, me and my pastor at the time, we thought of a garden. Why not have a garden and have a farmer's market, make some money off of this, grow some vegetables, grow some fruit.
Enriching the community's nutrition levels.
And my church is located in Liberty City, the heart of Miami. That's down, to city. Right. So I was like, why not put it there? We don't have a garden here in the city. It would be the first out of plenty. And so he was like, why not? The church was upset because they wanted that space as a parking lot, but we still did it. Right. So, and then aside from that, he had this whole thing as it's called Seed to Harvest. It's something that was made for adults. And at the time, he took our youth, all of my youth at that time, and he was like, this whole Seed to Harvest is something that's going to help you figure out what you want to do in life. Right. And as in 11th grade, you're like, this possibly can't work for me. Right. But I'm going into my senior year. Why not give it a risk? Give it a chance. So I gave it a chance. We're all sitting down. We're talking about it. And I actually planned my life out in that whole Seed to Harvest retreat. Like I planned out, I wish I had my paper with me, but I have the list of graduating, going to school, being a teacher, getting more into my craft. Like everything I listed, I'm doing now. And it's crazy. But at that time, he was like, let's start a summer camp. I was like, we started summer camp, then we should have these subjects. We should make it fun. We had hydroponics. Like everything was on the list for us to do. Right. We started off with 7 kids, 2013. And now just last year, we were over 100. So I'm excited with this, growth for real. So I get excited when I talk about my summer camp because it started literally from the bottom, and now I just expanded to 3 locations, so I don't have just one location. Now I'm executive director of 3, and it's just teaming up with different churches that have that don't have a summer camp, that want to start a summer camp. What's up. And it's all in those areas that the kids need it. The parents don't have much. We don't charge at all that much for our summer camp. $20 a week, bro. Come on. Compared to these $350, $300 per child, no. So I always want to give back to my community, and that's one way I do it because these kids, they need it. They need it, and they need a mentor, and I love to be that mentor for them because I came from that. My parents came from it, and I grew up in it, but I know what the kids go through. I know what they need. Right. Everyone needs that mentor.
Right. And I think it's very enriching to the soul to give back to a purpose greater than yourself.
Yes, all the time.
Anybody ever struggling with finding who you are, go help somebody else. Just help someone else. Reach out to a community service. Do gardening on the weekend. Go to a homeless shelter. You have to do those things because service is kind of what life is about. It's about not just giving, not just taking, but both. Finding a median to figure out how to help those who can't either help themselves because you're fortunate enough. And we all have a certain privilege, right? There's a privilege to have 2 parents in a household. Yeah. There is a privilege to have a mother and a father that is alive. There are very small privileges that you guys can take and really make something out of it. So I commend you for your summer camp, and y'all know Michael love the kids. So the thing about it is, we leave some information for that so that anybody in that area can be serviced with your summer camp.
Definitely.
So
at the ages, we start at age 3, and we go all the way up to age 18. And usually, sometimes I tell my 18-year-olds, bro, if you want a summer job, you should be an intern. And they have a chance, as seniors, you have a chance to go online and apply for summer camp jobs. And you pick the summer camp, Miami Youth Garden. That's what it's called, Miami Youth Garden. And we accept you, we do an interview with you, and then they go ahead and they start working. And a lot of our teens, they love to come work with us because it's weird that I have, I posted on Instagram, and a lot of them are on social media. They were like, "Can I come to your summer camp? Please, look so fun. You so cool." And I'm like, "Really?" They come and then they work for me, but they also want a mentor out of me too. So I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
It's cool. I like it. And I enjoy working with not just my kids, but the older teens. So we have that. The subjects we have reading, we have math, we have lab technology, we have hydroponics. We have gardening.
So hydroponics.
Yeah, hydroponics.
What is that?
So it's inside. It's like science, another way of science, and gardening, but you're doing it inside instead of outside.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Dope.
Yeah, it's really dope. It's really dope.
I was gonna say what is hydroponics before, but I was like, you know what? Let me try to infer.
It's like
what this could be, but
it's so cool. Like it's instead of like say your
grow
plants,
bags, like
not even like you have I don't need my grandmother here to explain. She's a teacher at that area. But when I walk into the classroom, I always see like she has this thing against the wall and it has plants on it. And all those plants, like I guess they spray them, they grow it from inside, they use technology to grow. It's weird.
Whoa, that is dope.
Outside is the dirty work with the hands and the dirt.
Dope.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
wow. Okay.
Hydroponics.
Come on.
Aside from hydroponics, we have fashion, we have art.
Of course.
I teach the fashion. Next year I'm not teaching fashion. Sorry, I'll be teaching art. Yes.
Right.
And the kids enjoy it. Every year after the summer is over, we have a summer gala. At the end of the summer gala, they have music, they have performances, they show they show out everything they learn over the summer. They show us what they learned.
Cool. Yeah. That's what's up. So the cool thing about all of this is still in your area of expertise. It's still in your area of passion. So what I want to encourage everybody to do, find a way to make multiple streams of income match your passion. That way it's easy to do everything that you have to do because it's something that you've already done before. It's something that you're already good at. Grant Cardone, I read a book called The Millionaire Booklet. And the thing about it is, it's literally 35 pages. And it's the simplest read for those who are trying to become a millionaire. And the multiple streams of income is something that he always stresses. But when you're doing your multiple streams of income, make sure they all in some way agree with each other. To wrap everything up, I'm very excited about your life and your ventures. And is there a way that anybody can get connected to mentorship through your summer camp? Like anybody who wanted to volunteer?
Yeah, of course. If you guys are interested, I know for sure that I have. Well, for starters, those who are educators, if you're an educator, always reach out to me during the summer if you need a summer job, because I am definitely looking for teachers. Aside from that, teens, if you are 18 or 19 and you're looking for a summer job, you're just graduated, or you want to get into like doing something your senior year, definitely hit me up. Let me know. And parents who have kids that don't know what to do with them during the summer, let them come to my summer camp, because trust me,
they do hydroponics. Like what?
Yes, they have not ever. That's and they love the experience. They love it. And we go on field trips every Friday. Like we get lit. I love my kids. I'll make sure it's not too like too much of school. So
you gotta keep learning though.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Vaughn. Can you please leave all of your information, your Instagram, your website, if you have one, everything.
Okay, so my Instagram is the Female Picasso, THEE 2 E's, Female Picasso. I do have a makeup page as well. I'm a makeup artist. Artistry by Vaughn. I do grad caps. Let me know.
They're amazing.
Yes,
they lit.
Yes, so just let me know with that. And aside from that, I don't know what else to leave.
Email?
Email davis1kivia@yahoo.com if you guys,
So Davis1Kivia.
Davis1Kivia.
See?
Yes. My name is super long. That's why I like Vaughn for short. Yeah.
Right.
But Davis1Kivia@yahoo.com. And I won't give my number out, but definitely let me know. Email.
Right. So thank you so much for being with us, and everybody who tuned into Millennials on the Move. This also will be on the podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in to both. Thank you so much for my subscribers. I just hit 130. Woo!
Yes.
Turn up. Yes. So keep following me for inspiration, and keep following those people who are changing their lives from the inside out, following their passions, and making this money.
Yes.
So thank you. We'll tune in next time, and we'll see you.
Alrighty.